And I said, well, after we'd been laying there for a couple of minutes to give her time to settle down. And I said, well, I'll pray and you could pray after me. And she did. And it took 10 minutes, that whole thing of just holding her and cuddling with her and praying with her. But then she had a great attitude the rest of the day. And obviously the 15 minutes before of scolding her and threatening her that she wasn't going to get a treat and all these things did not work. And that's what it is. That's what Walk It Out is to me today. I'm still writing. Usually in the early morning before the kids get up. I'm still speaking once in a while. I travel a couple times a year and able to speak at conferences and stuff. But for me, it's the daily with these kids in this house, again, turning to Him. And I think, a lot of people don't realize that God can be here for even those little things, the disobedient kid or my cranky attitude. It's the little stuff too.
So I wanted to ask you about the guilt and the shame that many feel in sharing their past sins. And there's a lot of I don't want anyone to know. Let me hide it. Let me sweep it under the rug. So we know that testimonies are certainly a powerful, God tool. How do you encourage other Christians to battle, this fear? Certainly you're a walking testimony, but what words do you share? What picture do you paint to help people discover, how their hurt and how their pain could be a blessing to someone else?
Oh, I love that question. Well, for many years, for probably 5 to 6 years, I hid all the past sins. And so, I mentioned I had an abortion and I was a teen mom, and it was actually when I was pregnant with my son at 17 that I turned my life over to God because I realized I was making a big mess of things. But for many years, I met and married my husband who's a Christian. I started going to church, and even my really good friends, I didn't tell them. They knew about my teen pregnancy because it was pretty obvious with my son, but about my abortion, I didn't want anyone to know. And even times in Bible study, they'd be talking about it. And I just remember my heart just pounding in my chest thinking, oh, if they only knew, they would hate me. And just trying to hide all those things, and was just in bondage and felt the heavy burden all the time. And I was actually at church, and this lady got up for announcements and shared about this post-abortion Bible study called Forgiven and Set Free. And she was going to be leading it. And first of all, I couldn't believe she was standing in front of everyone, telling that she had had an abortion. But even after she had told about the Bible study, it was 4 weeks until the study. I waited until the day of the study to finally call her because I was even so shameful to call her and sign up for the study. But when I walked in that room and I saw there's 6 other women there, and when I saw them sitting there and all of us had tears in our eyes and just so much shame on our faces, I realized I wasn't alone. And when we started telling our stories and I heard their stories and they heard my stories, I felt this weight lift and I walked out of there a different person. And it was one of the hardest things I ever did was to confess the darkness. And really it came down to me realizing that I was not a Christian. I was groping around in darkness. I was looking for answers. I chose the wrong answer. But Christ was there. He wanted to give me light. He wanted to give me truth. He wanted to give me hope. And once I stepped into His light, I still felt inside that I was in the darkness. He's like, no, I want to fill your whole body with light. I want to get into all those dark crevices. And once I was willing to confess, it was like opening the door and allowing Him into the dark, dark places, even deep inside that I was trying to hide away, that He knew that He can bring me so much life and peace and hope. And sharing our stories, for me it was a Bible study. Just sharing with one person that you can trust makes a huge difference. And Satan keeps us bound and keeps that burden on us when we hold it in, because he says people will hate you, no one will understand, you'll lose your friends or whatever. But Jesus says, no, open the doors, let in the light, let in the truth. And I'm just walking in so much freedom now. I still have regrets. If I could go back, I would make a different choice now. But God has given me forgiveness, and I've forgiven myself, and He has brought so much peace in my heart just knowing that He has covered all my sins. And so whoever's out there that may be, thinking, oh, there's that one thing that they just can't let go of, just, turn it over to Jesus and then really share with another person. And it really does unlock what the enemy tries to hold back.
Amen. Amen. Tricia, where can our listeners find your book?
Well, Walk It Out's available at local Christian bookstores or any online retailer. They should be able to find it. Christianbook.com or Barnes & Noble, Amazon.com. Any of those places, they can get a copy of Walk It Out.
Excellent. And where could, if they want to connect with you, are you on any social media sites?
Absolutely. So my website's just triciagoyer.com, and Tricia's TRICIAGOYER.com. On Facebook, I'm author Tricia Goyer, but Twitter and Pinterest and Instagram is just Tricia Goyer. So any of those places, they just put in my name and I'll pop up there. And I love connecting with people on those places.
Excellent. So for our listening audience, please ensure that you use the link posted on our site, and we will have you connected directly to Tricia's book as well. Thank you all for joining the headquarters for Connecting Christians, Connections HQ, which is a better way to buy books. Thank you, Tricia, for joining us.
Thank you, Miranda. It was great talking to you.
Today's host was Miranda Bartholomew from beautifulbutterfly.org. Be sure to connect with our authors and our host under our Connect tab at connectianshq.com.